What's up, everybody? Baby Huey out here for day number 1 of Aftershock Discovery Park in Sacramento. Super excited. I'm so super excited right now. Talk to Mike from the Ataris. What's going on, man?
What's up? How are you?
Dude, I love you guys.
Thank you.
So I heard you guys as I was coming in today because traffic and parking was an
Rain,
S show.
Rain
too.
Yeah.
Which, okay, I do want to ask about that. What's the worst conditions you guys ever played in? Like,
you know,
festival?
I will tell you, it just happened. 29 years anniversary for the band is Halloween coming up for me, Chris, and Chris, which are the 3 core that you saw today. 29 years together, and John's the new guy. He's only been in the band 26 years. It's
the So Long Astoria lineup right now.
Yeah, that's it. So, like 3 weeks ago, we played in New Jersey, and we played this festival that was on the beach. And they did a big festival. It was like bands like Better Than Ezra, remember them?
Yeah.
And some bands like that. And so it was a different kind of festival, but it was beach. The mayor was there, that kind of thing, right? So they built a great Warped Tour stage, stuff like that. All of a sudden, the skies opened up, and this is summertime. It's like early September, right? Supposedly the end of summer festival or whatever. I'm telling you, these raindrops were gigantic. Lightning striking everywhere. We just finished our set, and the rest of the festival was canceled. Better Than Ezra couldn't play. They were the only band after us. And we were running to our trailer, very similar trailers like they have here. And it was just the craziest. Everything destroyed, wet. As a matter of fact, this band that we were playing with, they played a little earlier, left their merch. It was so bad. This little mini tornado came through and tore up the merch tents. So I got some really cool shirts, and my singer always asks me, God, I like those designs. Where'd you get those shirts? They ran away. I got them in Jersey. They ran away. I've been wearing their shirts all across America. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to Mother Nature for the free shirts.
Yeah, I liked it. It was good, yeah.
Listen, it's been a busy last few months for you. I definitely want to talk about MXPX in a second, but I know a couple weeks ago it was Riot Fest.
That's right.
And was it the next night or a couple nights later you guys did, I'll say this, you guys played at our sister station, Q101 in Chicago. Was that Cubby Bear?
The Cubby Bear.
Yeah.
It was a pop-up show for Q101.
Yeah.
And I love, what is Lauren?
Lauren
is the best.
James is our big boss. I'll send this to James later. Her boss too.
Yeah. Give Lauren a raise.
Yes.
Yeah. And Baby Huey.
Yeah. She has cool pink hair.
Yeah. And so, they're so great. I went over there and I did some interviews like this during the festival. And then we played the Cubby Bear, which is across the street from Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
It's the Cubs bar, official bar.
Yeah.
It was so awesome. We had so much fun, and they treated us so well. So I can't say enough. And they're playing Car Song, which is hanging in there, number 51 on the alternative charts. I'm going to push it because I was in a meeting yesterday, and they're shocked because it's not like one of these, like many years ago we had Saddest Song that kind of creeped in at number 20 and then took off again. Car Song's hanging out for like 5 months now on the charts, like right between 40s and 50s. And so it's almost got this crazy longevity we've never had in a single.
Yeah, I was going to say, because we've been playing our new music show as well, Bone Breakers, Car Song as well. I love it, and I want to talk about the song itself and obviously the music video too, which is cool. But the song, it's Chris wrote about.
Chris, he didn't write it about his dad, and what it is the 7-inch is a tribute to his dad. But Chris wrote this great road trip song, very classic Chris, which is imagery of what it's like to drive across the country, which he does all the time. He likes to drive. We fly. He drives across the country, meets us there. He can go one side of the country to the other in 2 days in his car, believe it or not. So, but the 7-inch has Chris's dad's ashes sprinkled inside of a clear vinyl. And even I thought it was like, how is that going to work? But when you see the record, it's wild. It's really cool. You can see specks of Chris's dad. We did 500 copies like that. Now, we've gotten both sides. We've gotten that's super cool, and that's really weird. Right? But if you knew Chris's dad, you would know he was the ultimate Ataris fan. This is the ultimate tribute. So
that's great.
It's really super cool. And all the proceeds go to drug and alcohol addiction places where we help people out because Chris's dad had some problems like that.
Gotcha. And the music video itself is really cool. It's I was going to say, Breaking Bad influence or El Camino.
Yeah, it's an homage, right? Yeah. So Chris is a huge fan.
Yeah.
And he bought the car, the Volvo, off the set of Breaking Bad, and that's actually autographed on the visor, by Bryan Cranston.
What?
And,
that's so cool.
So we used the car in the video, and then we're just cruising around because car songs are cruising around.
Hell yeah.
We cruise around Arizona, the desert, which makes it look sort of New Mexico, right?
Yeah.
And then it's all four of us back, Astoria lineup, doing that together. And then Chris's producer, Bob, it plays the cop in the video, and he arrests Chris with blue meth in the trunk, and it's really candy. We got a recipe on how to make candy blue meth.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I know it was a few days ago you guys played in Oregon with MXPX.
We did.
And you guys are doing like these various shows. I know you're coming to the Fillmore in San Francisco, I want to say in January, and also the Catalyst in Santa Cruz.
We are. January.
Yeah,
we'll be
January.
Here. Yeah.
So, which, I mean, love to talk to you guys again before that show.
Yeah,
and
let's
also
do it.
MXPX. I mean, I love both
Yeah,
you guys.
talk to Mike, and Mike will take care of it.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's so cool. So how's that going for you guys with MXPX? You must have long history.
They're our oldest friends, right?
Yeah.
They took us for the first time in '99 to Australia, Japan, and New Zealand. And ever since then, we've become great friends. We tour all over the world together, and we're like brothers. So those shows, our fans love each other.
Yes.
So those shows, every time is money.
What do you think of MXPX cover of San Dimas High School Football Rules?
I love it. And
okay.
we have Mike jump up and sing San Dimas with us quite a bit.
Okay.
We just had Mike sing at the House of Blues in Anaheim with us, and in San Diego at the Soma. So we're just the best. I had, we're so close that in Bend, my head fried, and I thought it was my bass, and Mike just hands me his bass. So I'm playing with the Pocanaccia bass, and so I got some pictures, and everybody's asking me, well, why are you playing that bass?
So you play with his Ernie ball.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So, okay, with you guys, obviously the Ataris, 2003. Let's go back to So Long Story. Huge album. I mean, obviously your cover of The Boys of Summer, Don Henley, but then in this diary, 2 amazing songs. Like, I could still, just both songs, huge hits. And like, let's just talk about that real quick. One, how'd you guys decide to cover Don Henley, Boys of Summer that year?
It's a long story, but I'll show you the abridged. The abridged one, which was Chris and I were in a truck stop. We were headed to South by Southwest. We had just signed to Columbia Records. We heard Don Henley's song over the loudspeaker of a truck stop, and we said, "Oh, let's cover that song. That sounds good." We said that a million times.
Okay.
But the next day, we did 2 warm-up shows. One in El Paso before we got to Austin, and in El Paso, I heard him start to work out the song on the guitar. So he said he taught us all the little parts, and he's like, "Oh, why don't we try to sound check it?" So we sound check it, and I always say, "Boys of Summer found us. We didn't find it," and it was just like magic from the beginning. We didn't play it that night because he said it wasn't ready. He needed to get the lyrics. On that long drive from El Paso to San Antonio the next night, he worked out all the lyrics. He put it on the set list and said, if things are going well, let's try to play it. When we played it the first time, I always imagine it like the kids were hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
It was like so magical the first time we played it. And then the next night, we were ready. We played it at South by Southwest, and then Columbia Records wasn't going to let it go. They were like, that's it. This is the song. And we fought a little bit about it because we didn't want to be Alien Ant Farm. I love those guys.
I got you.
I love those guys, but we had more of an early career than they did. And we didn't want to do that, but we've embraced Boys this summer. It's amazing.
Well, and I love you guys. Changed the lyric. From Deadhead, you changed it to Black Flag.
I have a little story about that too. In the studio, Chris actually sang 20 different versions. Jawbreaker, Descendant sticker on a Cadillac. Black Flag just sounded the best, and so we picked Black Flag. It wasn't just we're changing it to Black Flag. There was 20 different bands. He went through takes, and we settled on Black Flag.
Oh, that's so cool to hear. Just curious, you ever get any feedback from Don Henley himself?
I did. I've spoken to him twice on the phone. As you can tell, I'm the talker.
Yeah.
And so we had an issue where we played the Weenie Roast for K-Rock.
Yep.
And Chris wore a shirt that said, "Who the fuck is Don Henley?" Now, he did that not as a diss to Don Henley, but because our fans didn't know it was a Don Henley song. Yeah. He thought he was being kind of smart, like funny.
Funny.
Funny. And Rolling Stone took a picture of us, put it in the magazine. Henley saw it and was pissed. He thought it was a diss. Rolling Stone did kind of fed into it. Oh, the Ataris think they're better than Don Henley. And so I had to actually get his phone number from...
and you had to be the one to smooth it out?
Scandalous means. Oh. And I had to be the one to smooth it out because we were playing the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, 2003. We played at Cellular Field in Chicago. And to play that song, because it was on live TV, you can play that song anywhere you want, but when you put it on live TV, you have to get the artist okay. So I actually had to call him, smooth it out, and he called me back. Of all places that I'm here, on the way to Warped Tour in Sacramento, he called me back and he spoke to me, and he was like a prophet. He's like, I know what it's like to be young and climbing the ladder of rock and roll, and everything's a big deal. And so, and then I did my talk to him. Well, I'm sorry, Chris was this, and just like I told you. And he's like, all right, you can play the song. So,
cool.
And I talked to him another time, same shit. I had to get permission. So he was cool. But I will say this. Once in a while, I'll see where he talks a little shit about us in the press. And just know, Henley, if you're ever listening, I know that you're okay. Yeah.
Well, that time period really means a lot to me. 2002, my mom passed away. So, like, music was my medicine.
Right.
Rock and roll medicine. And so, obviously, your guys' album, 03, I remember I was just listening to over and over that album. And In This Diary, like, really means a lot to me. And just that was just one of the songs. I had the CD and it was like, I had it on repeat, going on and on. Even, like, it takes me back to, like, I think it's a legendary performance on Conan O'Brien.
All right,
I
cool.
remember Chris had the upside down, white Gibson Les Paul.
Yeah.
Beautiful, shiny. You're up there. I was like, I love how you play bass because you're a tall guy like me.
Yeah.
So you're like,
thank
doing your
you.
thing. And so, what was that like playing on?
Well, that was our first major TV show. We ended up doing a lot after that. We did Lennon, and we did Craig Kilborn, and lots of TV shows across the world. But that was the first real one. So we were actually really nervous that day, and we weren't.
Chris had the red shirt, if I remember correctly.
We weren't as crazy as we got a little later as far as being loose and ready to go. But it was great, and Conan was so nice. He came into our dressing room and was really sweet to us. So we did Kimmel and played with Alf and Alf on stage rocking with us and stuff. So that one though, I will tell you was a little. We were just daunted, right? We were in the NBC studios and we were at Rockefeller Place there. We had him take us up to where Saturday Night Live's filmed. And
that's so cool.
We were just like, whoa, dude, we're here, kind of a thing.
I do actually, and I remember something I was going to ask you earlier. Okay, was Chris technically a member of MXPX for a while, or is that the MXPX All Stars?
Yeah, so they went to Australia, and they did this thing where Chris and Mike played with somebody else, and they played Atari songs, MXPX songs, and they did this tour of Australia like that.
Gotcha.
And so, but our thing with MXPX goes so far back.
That's another reason, exactly.
Yeah, we used to when we were in Japan and Australia, we'd all the band. We never did this with any other band, but we would, each guy would bunk up with the guy from the other band instead of staying with our own band and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're our brothers for sure.
Well, let's talk about right now though. It's really interesting time because one, Aftershock. Like, Aftershock is known for, like, being, like, a hard rock metal festival.
Yeah.
But Thursday, when they announced the lineup earlier this year, I was like, Thursday's awesome. It's like a pop-punk day, more or less.
I think it's the best thing Aftershock could do because I'll tell you this is what I tell people all over is that our style of music is back. If you look on the charts, you see Offspring, Blink, Green Day, everybody's there, and the next set, Bowling for Soup, the Ataris, we're all killing it right now like we never have before.
Why is that? Is there like a pop punk revival right now?
I think the thing is I think the kids see honesty and know that our era was super great. It's nostalgia now.
Yes.
But at the same time, the kids are feeding into that nostalgia. So all of my peers are putting out new music that they're digging as well.
Well, that's the thing is like, for me, like, okay, real talk, I'm about to turn 42 next month. And so, as I get older, for everyone, getting older sucks. And so as we get older, we're always like feeling nostalgic and want to feel young again or like relive our younger days. So like, with you guys, I'll go on YouTube and just pop on your performance on Conan, just to take me back to 03 when I was in college, and like that song was fresh at the time, and like it takes me back feeling like I'm in my early 20s again. So I wonder if there's a lot of people right now who are at a place in their life, you know, they settle down, and it's like, I've gone through the tough part of my 20s and 30s. Now I'm in my 40s, and like, let's go back and enjoy stuff that I grew up on in those formative years. So I think that's nostalgia,
happening, and their kids. I have a 14-year-old and an 18-year-old.
Nice.
And they're completely into this. They're here today.
Great.
And they're completely into my 14-year-old saw half my set and then ran over to see Snot play all the way on the other side of the set.
Okay.
You know, and then he's All American Rejects. He ran to Bowling for Soup, and so it's all comes around. And I think we've had a resurgence of our genre of music that most genres aren't lucky enough to have. And I can't explain it completely. I just know that we wrote great songs. I don't think our songs sound dated. It's not like hair metal, and no offense to hair metal, but hair metal had its time.
Yeah.
But it's not coming back. You know what I mean? So
that's a sign of a really good song, or it's timeless.
Exactly.
Like what you guys have done, and like I'm glad I'm at the age where I'm at, because I lived through that in real time and was able to go to Warped Tours back in the day and see all bands like that perform live, and it's a good time right now, and I'm glad to see you guys all back doing your thing. Or, you know, some bands have been just grinding it the whole time, but like now people are paying attention.
Right.
Or some bands have reunited and like doing their thing. So it's just, it's like all boiling at once, and it's great.
It's awesome.
So what's next for the Ataris? Looking ahead after, you know, Aftershock and next year.
We have coming up, we're going with MXPX to 2 dates in Canada in 2 weeks. And then we're going to go do a headline show with Wheatus in Boston. And then, you know, we have a lot of these little MXPX runs coming up. We have some radio shows in Syracuse and Buffalo.
Awesome.
And then next year we'll be here.
Yeah, so Santa Cruz at the Catalyst, and then the next night Fillmore in San Francisco.
That's right.
I got to do both. I'm like in between both venues. I'm like, I got to do both, because I have not seen MXPX legit probably like 03 Warped Tour, because you know there was a while they didn't tour as much.
Yeah, they didn't, because Tom and Yuri have real jobs.
Yeah.
So like a lot of us, and kids and all that other stuff.
But I know they're back doing their thing, and like I love what they were doing, the shutdown, like those home performances.
Yes.
Amazing stuff. And so I've just followed along. I know Mike handles a lot of the day-to-day stuff, but it's cool, like they do like these weekend shows.
You'll be stoked. You'll be stoked on those shows. And then we're going to Europe. New album comes out in March, April. We're working out the details right now.
Great.
And then we're going to Europe, and I have very special news that I can't announce yet. But
follow on social media.
But if you like Warped Tour, you might like it. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Good to know.
Yeah,
okay. Well, hey, thank you so much for making the time.
All right,
thank you for just reigniting my nostalgia for you guys, and just so cool to see you guys doing your thing. And looking forward to January. And let's do this again in person in January.
Yeah,
and have a great rest of the Aftershock weekend for you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.